Okay, hi boys and girls. It is Monday, April 6, 2020, and this is first grade math. We are starting on lesson 13-6, reasoning, on page 541. Okay, let's go. Page 541, lesson 13-6. First grade math, and your homework is going to be additional practice, lesson 13-6. So, classwork is going to be lesson 13-6. It says on the top of the page, Noelle has a music lesson at 3:30. Remember, this is time, telling time. I hope you all practice over the weekend with telling time on a clock. Noelle has a music lesson at 3:30, and then at 4:30, he goes to the library. He gets ready at 5 o'clock so he can have dinner at 5:30. After dinner ends at 6, he plays a game. Organize Noelle's schedule in a way that makes sense to you. So, how are you going to organize his schedule? Are you going to label it on a clock? Or are you going to write it out in a chart form? So we're going to organize Noelle's day with all of his activities. So we could do it in a chart form where we write it out, or we could do a picture of a clock and we could do a color chart on a clock. See, these are two different ways. So, we're not going to write everything out because that's going to take you way too much time, but we can either do it on a clock or we could do it in chart form. And if we do it in chart form, we put the time and the activity. So on the clock shows the time and the activity. We can either draw a clock or a chart. My microphone is on, Johnny. Put your volume up. Can everybody hear me? I'll put my volume up too. Is that better? Can you hear me now? Johnny, are you on the right page? Johnny, can you hear me now? All right, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so page 541. You can arrange it in a number of different ways. You can arrange your schedule. All right, let's turn the page. Page 542. Page 542 says, Mr. Diaz starts to read a story, halfway between 8 and 9. What time does Mr. Diaz start the story? Show the hands on the clock. So, how can I make sense of the question? What does halfway mean? What is my thinking? This lesson is about reasoning. Let's think. If he says it's about halfway past the hour, where does the minute hand going to go? Halfway past. Halfway past the hour. Halfway past the hour, what does that mean? It means 30 minutes, right? Because 60 minutes is an hour. Halfway to 60 minutes is 30 minutes. So on a clock, when we want to say it's half past the hour, the minute hand will be on the 6th, because the 6th is half past the hour. So if we were to say 1:30, it would look like this. And that would be half past the hour. This is half past the hour. This clock says 1:30. Half past 1 is 1:30. So, on the top of page 542, how can I make sense of this question? The time between 8 and 9 is 1 hour or 60 minutes. Remember what we said, 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So if 60 minutes equals 1 hour, then halfway past the hour is going to be 30 minutes. Half past. Half past the hour is going to be 30 minutes, and the minute hand will be on the 6th. Half past the hour is 30 minutes past the hour. The minute hand will be on the 6th. Remember when we had no minutes? When we had 0 minutes in the hour, the minute hand was on the 12. Now, the minute hand has gone halfway past the hour. The minute hand will always be on the 6th when you want half past. So, on the bottom of the page, of page 542, number 1, use Mr. Diaz's class schedule above to answer the questions. Circle the activity that starts at the time shown, then explain your reasoning. So number 1, look up at the chart on the top of the page. Circle the activity that starts at the time shown. So number 1, they want what time is it on the clock? Number 1, it has to be 8 o'clock on the dot, right? Look at the chart on the top of the page. It has to be 8 o'clock. Time, 8 o'clock. What is the activity at 8 o'clock? Look at the chart. The activity is reading. So number 1, 8 o'clock reading. You have to read the chart on top of the paper. Number 2, 10:30. What happens at 10:30? Look at the chart. What happens at 10:30? They have art. So number 1 is 8 o'clock reading. Number 1, 8 o'clock reading. And number 2 is 10:30. Why is it doing that? It's separating my answers. Number 2 is 10:30 art. Convince me, what happens 1 hour after art begins? Explain how you know. So let's look at the chart. Art starts at 10:30. 1 hour past art is 11:30. 10:30 plus 1 hour is 11:30. What starts at 11:30 on the chart? Lunch. Lunch starts 1 hour after art. The convince me is lunch starts 1 hour after art. on the Convince Me, look at the chart above. 1 hour after art. Art starts at 10:30. a.m. Chart above, 1 hour after art. 10:30 is art, therefore lunch starts at 11:30. 1 hour after art, art is at 10:30. 1 hour after art is lunch. Lunch starts at 11:30. Okay, you with me? Good job. Next page. Page 543. Page 543. Putting it in the chat. Page 543. Page 543 says, number 3 says, use the nature trip schedule to answer the questions. So we have a schedule on the paper. The time is 10 o'clock, the activity is walking. 11 o'clock, bird watching. 12 o'clock, lunch. 12:30, they're making a birdhouse, and at 1:30, they are picking flowers. So this is their nature trip schedule. Number 3, which activity do children do just before the bird watch? Explain your reasoning. Well, what do they do just before the bird watch? Look on the chart. The bird watch starts at 11. The activity before the bird watch is walking. So number 3 is walking or walk. If you read the chart, you see that walking comes before bird watching. So number 3, putting it in the chat, number 3 is walk. Number 4 says, which activity or activities do children do after lunch? And this is the page you should be on. This is the page you should be on. So number 4 says, which activity or activities do children do after lunch? Well, I guess there could be any, there are 2 activities after lunch. The first activity after lunch is at 12:30, and it says, make a birdhouse. So that is one activity after lunch, and then after they make the birdhouse, they are picking flowers. So on number 4, your answer is, what activities do we do after lunch? They're making a birdhouse, and they are picking flowers, pick flowers. So number 4, they're making a birdhouse and they're picking flowers. Everyone sees that on the chart, right? So number 4 is birdhouse and pick flowers. I forgot to start the okay, number 5 says, which activity starts at the time shown? Explain your reasoning. Which activity starts at the time shown? So the time shown is the long minute hand is on the 6th. That means what? That means that we're half past the hour. So, and the hour hand is in between the 12 and the 1. So it hasn't gotten to 1 o'clock yet. It is still 12 o'clock. It is half past 12, which means it is 12:30. The clock reads 12:30. So at 12:30 on our chart, what activity is shown at 12:30? Write in your answer. At 12:30, the activity on the chart is making a birdhouse. So on the clock, it says half past 12 or 12:30. On the chart, it says at 12:30. At 12:30, you're making a birdhouse. Make birdhouse. So at 12:30, you're making a birdhouse. Look at the chart. The clock says 12:30. Number 6. Okay. Hope this is easy peasy for you. Number 6, vocabulary. Circle the time that shows a half hour past 3 o'clock. Okay, remember what we said. When we go half past the hour, it is 30 minutes past the hour. If we want to see 30 minutes past 3 p.m., what is our answer? Half past 3 is 3:30. Good job. Excellent. Page 544. Page 544, number 7. Page 544. Number 7. Number 7 says, visiting the city. Andrew's family takes a day trip to the city. Help him solve the problems below using the family schedule. So let's see, what are the problems? The family schedule says 10 o'clock museum, 12:30 aquarium, 2 o'clock city tour, 4:30 C building, 5:30 dinner. So let's help him solve the problems below using the family schedule. Number 7 says, the minute hand fell off this clock. What time should the clock show when Andrew's family arrives at the aquarium? Draw the minute hand and write the time shown. Yes, correct, Noah. So number 7, the minute hand fell off this clock. What time? Okay, so the aquarium, we said the aquarium, look at the chart, the aquarium activity is going to start at 12:30. So if we want our clock to read 12:30, where does the hour hand go and where does the minute hand go? If we want the clock to read 12:30, the half past 12. Half past 12 means that the minute hand has already gone around to the 6. That is half past the hour. Now if it is 12:30, then the hour hand is going to be in the middle between the 12 and the 1 since it is half past 12. So the shorter hour hand is going to go in the middle between 12 and 1, and the minute hand is going to go to the 6. Yes, CCC, everyone agree? The clock says 12:30. 12:30. The hour hand is in between the 12 and the 1. Good, Sandy. And the time says 12:30 on the clock, 12:30. The minute hand is on the 6. The hour hand is in between the 12 and the 1. Also, Sandy, don't forget to turn in your homework today, okay? You have some makeup work from last week. Number 8. Andrew writes down all the activities his family is doing at 30 minutes after the hour. How many activities did Andrew write? Explain how you found out. So Andrew is going to write down all the activities of his family, the ones they are doing on the half hour.
Miss Klein, what is the yes for page 7?
Number 7 is 12:30. We just did that. Let me show you. Number 7 is 12:30. Benji, write 12:30 on your clock. The hour hand is going to be in between the 12 and the 1, and the minute hand is going to be on the 6. This was number 7. Okay, I'm going on to number 8. Because we have to stop in 2 minutes. Number 8. Number 8. So Andrew wants to write down all the activities his family is doing at 30 minutes past the hour. So this is his family schedule. You're going to write down all of the activities that they are doing on the half hour. Not the ones that say on the hour. On the hour is 00, right? So the activities that he's going to start on the half hour, let's look at the chart. I see 12:30 aquarium. I see 4:30 the C building, whatever that is. And I see 5:30 dinner. So Andrew is going to be writing down 3 answers. 3 activities that start on the half hour is the aquarium, C building, and dinner. The others are starting on the hour. So this is number 8. Okie dokie. Awesome. Okay, homework is additional practice, lesson 13.6, what we just finished, pages 187 and 188. See you later.